Okay, so we are going to look at some excerpts. So these are not the entire books. Okay, so I want you to have out the one that says stamped at the top. Make sure you're on that side of your paper. And we're going to start with where it says, but it's important. Okay, so just follow along right here. But it's important to note, life can rarely be wrapped into single-word descriptions. It isn't neat and perfectly shaped. So sometimes, over the course of a lifetime, and even over the course of a day, people can take on and act out ideas represented by more than one of these three identities. Can be both and. Just keep that in mind as we explore these folks. And actually, these aren't just the words we'll be using to describe the people in this book. They're also the words we'll be using to describe you and me, all of us. Okay, bottom paragraph. So where do we start? We might as well just jump in and begin with the world's first racist. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how could anyone know who the world's first racist was? Or you're thinking, yeah, tell us so we'll find out where he lives. Well, he's dead. Been dead for 600 years, thankfully. And before I tell you about him, I have to give you a little context. Europe, that's where we are now, where he was. As I'm sure you've learned by now, the Europeans, Italians, Portuguese, Spanish, Dutch, French, British were conquering everyone because if there's one thing all history books do say, and then I didn't finish that off for you. Okay, so my first question is, and I'm actually going to be jumping back and forth to my website. On my website, which of course, did you ever give them the blue sheet? Okay. Go ahead and while mine's loading, try to see if yours will go there. Go to my website and go to the writing section. Remember, on the very front of Schoology, it says class website. You're just going to click that. And we're going to go to the writing section. And we're going to scroll down to the blue section, which is voice. Okay, so I'm looking at these think-abouts. Okay, so that's where you're going to find it. I've got my paper copy up here, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so the first one is, can I name the primary tone of my writing? What word would we use to describe the way this guy feels about what he's talking about? What do y'all think? Let's start here. Is he in a positive mood or a negative mood? Negative. Based off, why are we saying negative? Based off what? Okay, so we are wanting to go to somebody's house. Why? Because he's racist, so we want to get that guy, right? So at the bottom, we're going to write negative. So what kind of negative word would describe the way this guy feels about everything? Okay, mad. What else? I'm hearing y'all, I just can't hear you back from way up here. That's what I get for putting you. No, I know, you know why you're in the back. Okay, so I'm going to put mad. What other words than mad? Okay, so I'm going to say hateful. Those are the only two words y'all think he feels? Yeah, I think we could say upset or sad. Okay, is this guy being expressive, or is he just like giving you facts? Or is he like, do we know how he feels? He's being very expressive. Where is he being the most expressive? Where specifically? Okay, so I'm going to circle all this right here, and I'm just going to tell myself this is where he's being expressive. Okay, do we know that he cares about this topic? What is the big topic? Racism. So I'm also going to write that in there. How do we know he cares about the topic? Yeah, so this right here, him being super expressive, tells me that he cares about the topic there. Okay, what is the purpose of him writing this? Okay, so I'm going to write that also. Purpose, tell us how he feels. Okay, what point of view is he using? First, second, or third? What's first person? Yeah, so it's first. So first person is when you're using I, we, you're included. What's second person? So third is the narrator, where it's he or she. This one you guys are not fully familiar with. Yes. So right here, circle you. This is telling us that this is in second person. Okay, second person. Do we want to say second person is formal or informal? Why is it informal? Think about it. Why would you be considered informal?
Because, like, if you don't know someone and he doesn't know us, you never, like, call him you.
Okay, so she's on the right track. So that would be kind of like, does he know that everybody that's reading this is for sure against racism? He doesn't know that, right? So this is informal, and you're being a little bit risky because you don't know that everybody is anti-racist. You're assuming, but we're not for sure. So we're second person here. It's very informal because he's talking to the reader. Who is his reader? Who's us? So I'm going to switch this here, and I'm going to put audience. His audience is who?
I think his intended audience is like anti-racist.
Okay, so Millie, beautiful. So intended audience are the anti-racist people. So his intended audience is the anti-racist people. The other audience could be readers in general. But let's be real. If you're anti-racist, if you are racist, are you going to pick up a book that's telling you why it's bad? No. Okay? So people aren't that dumb. Well, some people are, but hopefully you're not. So we know how he feels about this. Okay, here's where I want to draw your attention. Okay, I lost it. Okay, so basically right here where y'all pulled up that he was being expressive, do y'all see how he's talking to the reader? And he's like, yeah, you're thinking, yeah, well, we might as well jump in and tell you about the world's first racist. I know what you're thinking. That's very casual, right? But he's talking to the reader. So is he making a connection to his reader? Yes. Okay, flip this over real quick. Yours might be upside down. I don't know, just look at it. Okay, as I'm reading this, I want you to start circling the areas where you're like, oh, there's voice. Oh, there's voice. Oh, there's voice. Okay? First of all, I learned that I was smarter than most of those white kids. Oh, there were a couple girls and one boy who were little Einsteins, and there was no way I'd ever be smarter than them, but I was smarter than 99% of the others. And not just smart for an Indian, okay? I was smart, period. Let me give you an example. In geology class, the teacher, Mr. Dodge, was talking about the petrified wood forest near George Washington on the Columbia River and how it was pretty amazing that wood could turn into rock. I raised my hand. Yes, Arnold, Mr. Dodge said. He was surprised that was the first time I'd raised my hand in his class. I said, yeah, I was so articulate. Spit it out, Dodge said. Well, I said, petrified wood is not wood. My classmates stared at me. They couldn't believe that I was contradicting the teacher. If it's not wood, Dodge said, then why do we call it wood? I don't know, I said. I didn't name the stuff, but I know how it works. Dodge's face was red, hot red. I'd never seen an Indian look that red. So why do they call us the Redskins? Okay, Arnold, if you're so smart, Dodge said, then tell us how it works. Okay, this came from, again, a bigger, larger book, but y'all are just getting the excerpts. What did we circle that shows voice? The first sentence? What is in this first sentence that's showing us voice? Yeah, so he's already making a claim that he's smarter. Nowadays, can we really be walking around saying white kids, Indian kids, stuff like that? No. Okay, so we're being a little risky there. Where else is he showing voice? The what? Gabby, did you say something? You did, you're just not going to tell me now. Where else do we show voice? I was way smarter than 99% of the others. I'm going to circle this, and not just smart for an Indian, okay? Like he's talking to the reader here. So he's making sure the reader understands. Okay, what is the purpose of this piece? Is he trying to persuade us to do something? Is he informing us about something specific? Or is he trying to entertain us by telling us a story? So he's trying to entertain us. Who's his audience? Who would we say if we had to narrow it down? Probably kids, because he's talking about where is this taking place? School. So who has the most connection to school? Students do. So kids in school. Okay, when he's over here saying he's smarter than everybody else, what kind of tone is that? Cocky, arrogant. It's that know-it-all attitude. Like, I can do this, whatever. And then I like it here when he calls them little Einsteins. I'm sure that's going to offend somebody in today's world, but, you know. And then the other area right here. Yeah, I was so articulate. Is he being serious there? No. Okay. So you've got some voice in here. You can kind of see how the kid was talking. Does that make sense a little bit? Okay. So what I did is I went through and I answered these questions from the Think About on the paper. That's all I did with y'all. Okay? So technically what we would do is we would flip this over and we would score it based off the scoring guide. Okay, I think both of these are probably pretty high because there's a lot of voice in there, right? Okay, so here's what you're going to do. It's kind of like what Miss Cobbler had y'all do with the letter, but if y'all will go into Schoology, click on week 10, and click on Monday, and the thing that says varying tone. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Up here is the rubric, so you don't necessarily need that right now, but you need to know this is how you're going to be scored. If you scroll down, it says to pick 3 tone words. If you click that, it's going to take you to my site again, which you'll go to the writing section, which most of you should be there already. And under the blue section, under where it has tone, and it's taking forever to load, but under where it has tone, you're going to see a list of tone words right here. You get to pick any of these words. What do we do if we don't know what a word means? Look it up. Okay, so you get to pick any of these words to use. But what you're going to do is you're going to pick one of these topics. Same thing that y'all did on the letter. You're going to pick a topic. You're breaking up with someone. You're going to a Justin Bieber concert. Camping in the woods. Listen to this one. You are the dog that's on a walk. Okay? You're leaving school for lunch. You're confessing about doing something wrong, or you're going to the principal's office. You're going to choose one topic, but you're going to choose 3 different tone words, and you're going to put those tone words right here, and then you're going to write about the same topic 3 different ways. Okay, so I can be real sarcastic about it, I could be real serious about it, or I could be real funny about it. So I'm going to write about the same topic 3 different ways depending on the tone word that you picked. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Okay. Where it says audience, you're going to tell me who do you think the audience would be, and then right here it's either to persuade, to inform, or entertain. It's just up to you. Does that make sense? Enough to try? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys about 10 minutes to let's write at least one paragraph, and then we're going to see where we go from there. Okay, so when you pick your topic, make sure you highlight it, and then you'll go ahead and pick your tone words off that list that's on my website. You'll pick a word off of here, 3 different words, list those there, and then start writing about the topic in the tone of that word. Okay, we ready to try? Will you help, Kinsey? Questions? No questions? We're good? Yeah, so if I chose sarcastic, I would write sarcastic right there, and then my topic is breaking up with somebody. So my paragraph would be like, yes, you are so amazing, however, this is not going to work because you are that amazing and I'm just not good enough for you. Like, you're just going to be real sarcastic. Then I'm going to change the tone and I'm going to be real sincere. I'm breaking up with you because,
You suck.
well, that's not sincere, but you know what I mean? Does that make sense to y'all? Okay, so everybody try to pick 3 words, go ahead and put those words in there, and then start writing your paragraphs, or paragraph. Let's see how far